Yeah, so we got into Davos totally unexpectedly. I didn't know I was going to go there. I didn't apply for it. So there was this water resilience challenge that was announced in August last year, and they were looking for different solutions that are solving water resilience or directly tackling it. We applied with our solution, and then we had an interview for the finals of this challenge where they were selecting 10 companies to become global finalists, each of us getting significant grants. And then like 2 months before Davos, I got an email that Xatoms is selected to go to Davos. And so from these 10 companies, they selected us. So they just looked at us and probably they were very excited about the technology that we are using. So I got the opportunity to go and not only attend, but I also spoke in the Congress Center. I spoke with the CEO of Xylem on this panel. Xylem is one of the largest water companies in the world, actually. So it was very interesting. It was very interesting that I was able to be on the panel with such a large company, a startup, and the entire experience was amazing. Like I really got into rooms where I would never have opportunity to be part of. Something that very much stayed with me was actually my first day when I became part of this roundtable called CEO Alliance. So there was the CEO of PepsiCo, Gap, Ecolab. We were all sitting behind the same table and discussing it. All the CEOs, of mostly Fortune 500 companies, I got the opportunity to present to them. And the fact that, they all gave me their contact cards, we followed up. After that, I've connected, with the high people from their team. That was just an amazing experience that I would have never had, if I didn't get the chance to be at the World Economic Forum. But actually, the most interesting thing actually happened today because they were doing debrief from the CEO Alliance session. And apparently many of the CEOs actually highlighted Xatoms that was on the table, and they really enjoyed that a startup was on the table with them. They actually asked me to be actual member of the CEO Alliance. So that wasn't just a one-off. They have multiple meetings every single quarter. And now, because of these big, large companies realizing that actually we need voices of startup founders to be part of these table discussions, I'm invited back, and this is just amazing opportunity for us.
It must be so powerful to be in some of those conversations and hearing from folks with such a unique vantage point and that are touching huge amounts of water in their operations. I'm curious, what did that experience tell you about the state of water as something to be investing in, whether you're a corporate or just an investor? Water to me seems like something that is often overlooked. But the fact that it was given that kind of profile in that setting obviously says this is a significant problem. Just curious what your kind of macro takeaways were from that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the governments are realizing more and more the importance of water. This year, actually, the Davos was called Blue Davos because there was a special focus on water. There was a different type of focus this year compared to other years. There's going to be the UN Water Conference in the UAE at the end of this year. That happens every 3 years. Many of the target goals that were set on the previous UN Water Conference were not met. So that's why we are putting more emphasis on water. But still, water is one of the, least funded industries when it comes to climate tech. Most of them go into energy, and water gets only 2-3% of VC funding within the climate tech. The funding is a huge problem, but also just the types of the companies that are, whenever I go to a water conference, I see, 20 companies dealing with PFAS. So that's those are the hot topics, doing different types of filtrations for PFAS. And many of these companies then tend to fail because they cannot differentiate themselves. And so that's why Xatoms was part of this panel, because we talked about the importance of completely innovative technologies never used before in water, and not having just one single solution, but having a platform where we can discover multiple solutions for multiple uses and then be able to apply that locally.